These sword fights feel heavier than most. Facts you probably didn't know about The Last Samurai. They're slow, deliberate, every strike has weight, but here's what most people miss. Japan's modern army wasn't trained by Americans. It was influenced by the Prussian general staff. And Tom Cruise isn't a savior figure. He's an outsider observing change. Katsumoto, played by Ken Watanabe, is based on Saigo Takamori, a real samurai who died after a failed rebellion. That's why every fight feels like the fall of an era, not just a battle. This final battle feels less like action and more like survival. Facts you probably didn't know about 13 Assassins. Most action films rush their climaxes, but this film stretches its final battle to nearly an hour. The chaos builds slowly, then refuses to let go. There's no relief, no clean breaks, just constant pressure. It's designed to exhaust you, not entertain you, and that's why it feels so real long after it ends.
Of all the warlords loved by the gods, I hate him the most.
These battles feel massive because they actually were. Facts you probably didn't know about Troy. Modern films use CGI armies. This one used thousands of real extras. What you see isn't just visual effects, and there's a deeper layer rooted in ancient history. In ancient Greece, archers were looked down on for avoiding face-to-face combat. Paris, seen as weaker, relies on a bow, while Achilles dominates in direct fights. He was never truly defeated in a fair duel, and that contrast is what makes his fate feel so symbolic and unfair.
Here is justice. Here is punishment. Here in me.
A small background detail quietly connects this version of The Punisher to a much bigger universe. Facts you probably didn't know about The Punisher from 1989 starring Dolph Lundgren. During a flashback, Frank Castle's daughters are wearing Spider-Man pajamas. It's easy to miss, but it was done on purpose. Director Mark Goldblatt added it as a tribute because The Punisher first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man in 1974. That tiny detail links the film back to its comic book origins, and most viewers never even notice it. You understand everything without knowing the language. Facts you probably didn't know about Apocalypto. The entire film is spoken in a Mayan dialect, no subtitles. Action, movement, and emotion tell the story. Even without dialogue, you feel the raw survival. Hidden detail. Mel Gibson makes a blink and you miss it cameo in the trailer. Pause at the right moment and you'll spot him. A fantasy world built on balance almost became visual chaos. Facts you probably didn't know about the Yin-Yang Master. Early versions of the film relied heavily on fast, flashy CGI, but it started to feel overwhelming and hard to follow. So the creators reworked entire sequences to slow the motion down. Spells were redesigned to move in controlled, symmetrical patterns. Even character movements were adjusted to match that rhythm. And that shift is what made the magic feel intentional instead of just visual noise.